Welcome back to Elevate with Shaniqua Moore. Tonight, I'm so excited to have Erica Thomas with us in the building. She is a dynamic, incredible leader in the state of Georgia. And she's going to talk to us about her journey and her story as a Black woman in politics. This month, we're lifting up the stories of Black women and just what it means to be a community leader. So I'm so excited to have you, Erica, joining us finally in the building.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. We were working on this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Finally got you here, so I'm excited. I'm going to read your bio
Okay.
for those that may not know who you are and your incredible work. Mrs. Thomas is a trailblazer, one of the youngest individuals to have membership in any state's legislative body, and one of the first orphans to hold political office. Ms. Thomas is a versatile leader, serving as a television and film producer, author, speaker, mentor, philanthropist, and political consultant, and nationally renowned foster care advocate. Ms. Thomas served as Georgia State Representative, representing Georgia's 39th House District and Cobb County. Shout out to Cobb. Ambassador for Peace Award from the Global Peace Foundation in the year 2013. That's incredible. And in 2019, Ms. Thomas co-founded the Georgia Entertainment Caucus, which is a nonprofit organization that bridges the gap between the political sector and the music and entertainment industries. I remember I followed some of that work. And in 2021, Ms. Thomas co-founded the Black Music Fame in Atlanta, Georgia. Ms. Thomas has appeared on CNN, MSNBC, Fox as a political commentator, and started her production company, ET Productions. Ms. Thomas received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Barack Obama. Let's go. I'm, girl, on fire. The 100 Black Men of America's Image Award and Who's Who of Atlanta, Most Influential. Ms. Thomas has demonstrated leadership throughout the 8 years and the Georgia General Assembly as vice chair of the House Democratic Caucus and is the creator of Foster Care Day in Georgia. That's incredible. Ms. Thomas is a dedicated wife and a mom, inspired by Maya Angelou's quote, "I come as one, but I stand as 10,000." That's incredible. And her foster care advocacy. I'm blown away.
Thank you.
Gotta take a sea lion moment.
Yeah.
To take that all in. Like, what does it feel like for you to hear that when people read your bio?
Yeah, it feels amazing every time. I'm just so happy that I could be a vessel to be able to accomplish those things and that God uses me to be able to help others.
Yeah.
I feel like I just can't sit still. You know what I mean? I gotta get to something. I gotta be doing something.
Yes.
I have to have something going on. And I love to be able to help other people and to build a legacy so that my kids can walk down Martin Luther King and say, wow, my mom created this walk of fame. You know, they might be at a game at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and walk out and say, hey, y'all want to check out, something cool. So I just want to be able to have that for my children.
I love that. So there's a story behind that. And I think one of the things in your bio was being the first orphan to assume a specific state position. Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that. I'm not really familiar with it.
Yeah, so I went to foster care when I was 15 years old, and I went through about 5 different foster homes.
Wow.
And I really, really wanted to have an impact. I mean, I already loved, I was in student union. I was class president.
Yeah.
And so I love school. I was on every committee you could think of. I was the president of the bulletin board committee.
Come on.
I bet you didn't even know that y'all had a bulletin board committee at your school. I was the president. Okay.
Yes.
I made sure that I was on every single billboard at the school.
I love
you
that.
Come to school. You get a paper.
Yes.
That was me. And so I really took pride in that, and that was my haven. School was my haven because home wasn't the best. Right. And so I always wanted to be at school, ran track, did volleyball.
Wow.
I love school. And so going through that transition of going into foster care and, still being able to have those goals in my life.
Yeah.
It was definitely a difficult journey. I mean, it's one thing to be a teenager and growing up trying to find yourself. Sure. I mean, that's what you're doing at 15,
that's what you
16. Do. Yep. You're trying to find yourself. Mm-hmm. You're trying to figure out, like, who am I? That's what right. am I? What do I want to dress like? Mm-hmm. Not where do I want to sleep at night? Or where am I going to be tonight? Yeah. I mean, is this man going to come in my room? All of these different things that are going through a foster child's head, wow. and so that's really why I created the Foster Care Day in Georgia, because sure. I want people to be able to be celebrated. Yeah. Because there's a stigmatism on foster children. Everybody Absolutely. Believes that a foster child is a delinquent. Mm-hmm. They're in jail. Yeah. They're in juvenile. They're going to steal your purse. But there's so many people that were in foster care that are successful. Absolutely. Like myself, you've got Simone Biles, you have Ice-T, you've got, wow. Steve Jobs, wow. The founder of Domino's Pizza. People don't know, Don't know. And so it's just, I feel like it's my duty to be able to put that out there. And that's another reason why I started my production company, because I want to put out good stories about the foster care system.
Wow. It's so powerful. I'm thinking about the stigmatization of it and how oftentimes people don't come out and say that, right? No. Typically, it comes out in some kind of way, but that's not what they lead with. But the fact that you're like, this is my story, this is who I am and how I ended up in this career pathway, I think it's powerful, and it gives people the freedom to be able to name it for themselves. Yeah. So
yeah, and a lot of people, like, we do a Instagram live show on Fridays, me and Marlo Hampton, and we have people on the show that were in foster care. Wow. And a lot of people are, like, telling their story for the first time. We've had people come on, and, like, their friends, their family, they've never known their story or anything. And we give them that platform to be able to tell their story and how they made it through. These are, like, people, the average person that's a stay-at-home mom or someone that's a millionaire, and people don't know that they were in foster care. So it's good to be able to give a voice to someone that felt like they never had a voice or outlet to be able to share their story in a safe space.
That part, the safe space. So what is it like being able to come from being in foster care and then achieving so much in such a short period of time? Yeah. It's like, hello.
Well, God is good, man. I'm telling you, I believe that He definitely had a calling on my life. And, even when I was in foster care, sitting in the room, by myself and not knowing, I never really wanted to go downstairs. People, it's crazy, like, the things that spill over into your now life. Right. So, like, when I was in foster care, like, I would stay in my room because, like, can you imagine, like, being at a dinner table with people that you don't know?
Right. No, that's weird.
It's
right.
real weird. Yeah. And it's awkward. And so I always used to stay in my room and I would talk to God. Like, I would talk to Him like I'm talking to you. I would talk to Him. Like, He was like my father, my real father, And so it kept me sane, and, I would do my devotions. I'm telling you, I would sing my little song, and then I'd do my little scripture. Yeah. Yes. And then, every day. And, like, that was, like, my comfort. Wow. Because I had no one else. And so now that I'm an adult, it's funny because now that I'm an adult, like, now I've gotten a lot better. My husband has gotten me out of this. But I used to stay in my room all the time and watch TV. I eat in my room, all that. Even I want the kids to come in. Y'all can come in, but we chilling in here. You know what I mean? So that's why I always tell my husband, whenever we pick out our home, like, this has to be the biggest room in the house, okay? I don't want a small bedroom. It's got to be big because it's going down in here. Everybody's having a good time.
Yes, so, party in the back.
But now, I don't know. That's a little suspect.
In a good way, y'all.
Yeah, in a good way. You know what I mean? With the Bible there. With the Bible, amen.
Yeah, that part.
But now my husband has got me out of that. So, and it's one of the reasons that he got me out of it. We tricked my husband. We went to, like, this furniture store to get, like, an entertainment center. And then, like, we saw this couch, and my daughters, we sat on. We was like, this is the couch.
Yes.
I mean, it was a lot of money. And my husband was like, this is not even what we came here for. And then everybody's like, Daddy, please. We love this couch. And so now that I have my couch that I really love, like my comfort zone couch, I'm downstairs. I'm asleep. I'm having a good time. So it's kind of like broke me out of being downstairs. And then my husband's like, come on downstairs. Why are you downstairs? So it really is like an amazing thing. So I love my house. That. I love, being downstairs. And then we have a pool too. So I'm always in the pool. Yes, honey. My daughter is like every day, she's like, can we get in the jacuzzi? I'm like, it's 29 degrees outside. You want to get in the jacuzzi.
Right.
I am not trying to having no Zeke NyQuil and all that Dayquil. And,
yeah,
No. But anyway, so it has been an amazing experience. Yes. What I will say to this, I don't take back anything. And nothing that happened to me. I have a great relationship with my mom now. Like, my mom is amazing.
I love that.
She, I always tell her too, and my mom has apologized. She has apologized to me. And I tell my mom, I said, Mom, I don't fault you for anything. I don't fault you for anything that happens to me. I don't fault you. I'm going to tell you why. Because my mom went through so much at our age. Like to be honest with you, let's be real. People now, they go through one little thing and they ready to jump.
This generation, yeah.
My mom, before I was born, lost her dad to MS. Her brother was in the Army. He was digging a trench, and a tank rolled down and cut his head off.
Oh, Jesus.
So they couldn't even see him in the casket. My mom was supposed to go swimming with one of her sisters, and she was like, I'm not going to go today, babe. No problem. So she stayed in the house, and my aunt ended up drowning. So I feel like my mom probably blamed herself for that. Maybe if she was there, she got a cramp and she drowned. And they discovered her in the pool. And then my grandmama didn't know how to swim, so she had to call the person that was cutting the grass next door, help. Then he jumped in and tried to save her. That's why it's so important. It's a peril that all my family knows how to swim now.
That's right.
We all know how to swim. But that, and then just going through all of those different things in like a course of like 10 years or less. And she went through a lot. And so for her to be able to go through that, and she looked to God, and she looked to religion, and we didn't agree with the religion that she went into and some of the practices that she went into, but that was her safe haven. That was her family, for her. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it was maybe more extreme than I wanted it to be, extreme than the average person wanted it to be, that was even known it as, and the court saw it as. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that it wasn't alcohol or drugs. You know what I mean? It could have been all of those other things. That's right. Or men, you know what I mean, in and out the house. It could have been anything, know. And so I love my mom. Now she's back to the person that she was. Yes. You know what I mean? I feel like she's not like all the way back. Like, but she's probably like 75%.
I'll say 5%.
She's 75% back, and she's so much fun. She's just like me.
I love it.
Again, and I love my mom.
I love that.
I embrace that, and
it's beautiful.
I think that it's so important that sometimes we have to look past the faults.
Yes.
And only if the family. Now, let me say something. Family members aren't going to say, okay, I was wrong. Then you don't have to look past those faults. Because I got some family members I don't talk to today. You know what I mean? And if you're looking at this, I'm just joking.
Until you do right by me.
You know what you did when I was 12, okay? And I don't want to see you no more. No, I'm just joking. But there are some family members, that you do need to cut off.
Right.
But then you also have to look into it that everybody's hurting out here.
Yeah.
Everybody has something going on.
That's right.
And so you have to look at it deeper. And I really had to say to myself, this is bigger than my mother. It's bigger than me.
That's right.
And I was able to make it out of foster care and still be successful. Why am I holding this grudge?
Yes. That's incredible.
God is good.
I love the restoration piece that we tend not to hear that part of the story. Typically it's this is what happened, but then the forgiveness piece, a lot of people hold on. Some people have a reason, but they hold on and they don't know how to move forward.
And you know what? To your point, that makes you so angry and sick.
That's
and
right.
You know what I mean? Like people say, how were you molested and all of these different things that you went through and you're just so happy all the time? Because I have to let it go.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
I had to let those things go.
That's right.
And one thing I will say that God helped me with, my memory, like I don't remember a lot of the stuff.
Wow.
I will say that too. You know, I can't be mad at some people. They relive stuff every day.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying? Like their mind relives stuff every day. But my memory, God has like let a lot of that stuff go. Like, I can't remember some of the things that happened to me when I was younger. The bad stuff is like He has really like. You know, I tell my husband, my memory might be bad, but at least it's bad for some of the stuff we don't need to remember.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
That's right. And that's what happens with trauma. Typically, you relive the experiences over and over, but it's almost like God healed your mind from that. Yeah. Just why you don't have to relive that and live your best life. Yep. That's incredible. So talk to us about state legislator. You were a state legislator. What were your highs and lows within those 8 years?
So being a state legislator for 8 years, I started off when I was 25.
Wow.
25 or 26. And it was different coming into legislator at that young age. Everybody is looking like Kamala Harris with pantsuits on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, like everybody is supposed to be like this. And coming in, I got my own style. I want to wear my own hair.
Yes.
You know, I want to, you know, it wasn't like it was now, you know, where, you know, but I believe that some of the people that came in with me, we kind of broke that mold for politics so that you can wear something jazzy. You can look different. You can speak out, you know, and not just be like, okay, parliamentary inquiry. I would like to know, you know what I mean? You can actually be yourself. And so I did go through a time when I first went into legislator where I was, you know, nervous, you know, and, you know, didn't want to, you know, break the mold and just kind of, I wanted to learn. Believe it or not, that first year I was quiet. You know, people were like, you were quiet?
Really?
Yes.
I'm trying to see that.
No, really. I was quiet that first year and just kind of like, you know, peek the scene, like people say, you know, and kind of see what's going on in the legislature, learn as much as I could. And then I was able to kind of like speak out and do what I needed to do for the people. And it was a lot. It's a lot of ups and downs. I mean, it was definitely a lot, but I think that I did a lot of things to be a millennial. I created foster care day.
Incredible.
I created a city.
Yes, yes.
City of
Mableton. Yes.
Like, who creates a city?
Shout out to Mableton.
Yeah. So created the city of Mableton, which is the largest minority city in Cobb County.
Yes.
And I did that, and that was a lot. Okay. We went through so much. Creating that city. It was a lot of, you know, ups and downs, people fighting us and this wasn't right and this isn't right, but I said, let me just chill, let me work, knock on these doors, the people will speak, and we ended up passing. And so, you know, now it's the city of Mableton, and I'm very excited about that because you know, that's a huge thing to be able to say that I was 34 years old and I created a city.
That's incredible.
That was one of my biggest things. Wow. And of course, fighting for all of my constituents. There were so many different things that happened within my tenure, and I'm just excited that I was able to have an impact on the legislator.
It's almost like you shifted the paradigm of politics as usual. And if you're doing politics as a Black woman in Cobb, you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, you can.
Because you're up against a lot of resistance.
Yeah, and like people don't understand. Like I have friends that, like I had a friend too. I was just telling me the other day, she's like, she's in Macon and she's like, Erica, you know, outside of Metro Atlanta is nothing like anywhere else.
That's right.
Like people can run for office for like years and have no one run against them. You know what I mean? They can do whatever they like. But like in Metro Atlanta, like one time I had a 5-way race. Like,
really?
Yes, a 5-way race. That was my skinniest because I knocked on so many doors. But I had a 5-way race. Wow. And to break out of that with no runoff is huge.
How many doors you knocked for that one? About. I know Dakota was helping you.
Yeah, I would say I probably knocked on maybe maybe 3,000 doors.
Wow.
But we knocked on more doors my very first race. But because I had done so many things and I was very vocal and I was, doing a lot of stuff for the people.
Yeah.
So like the work spoke for itself.
Yes.
Like I didn't have to like,
Start from scratch.
Like, I wasn't stressed. We had a good
incredible.
time. We were sign waving.
Yes.
People were saying, "Oh, wait a minute, Erica's never in the district. She's always on vacation. Erica's always on Instagram. You're gonna say something. Erica's, she's over here doing this and doing that." And the people were like, "Get off my porch."
Yes. Come on.
I know Erica.
Yes.
And if you come over here one more time, you're gonna get little pop. Like
get off this porch.
People, yeah, I've experienced it because I was in the neighborhood